Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video, we are going to be looking at the top 5 games or trading card games that I suggest you to play that are not Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Magic. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Magic are kind of the top 3, ones that are always in the mix. But I wanted to kind of give, as someone who's been playing Flesh and Blood a lot lately, like this is mainly a Flesh and Blood channel, I want to be able to expand and show people other card games that I enjoy playing and that I think are fun from both a competitive aspect and just a casual aspect. So I kind of wanted to give my take on the top 5 card games, why you should play them, why they're good, and so on and so forth. When I made this list, I was kind of going through some certain criteria. One, I wanted to make sure that the game is both competitive and casual. I wanted to make sure the game had good dev support. I wanted to make sure that the game is just fun to play, and that the game each game in this list kind of gives its own vibe and own aspect of why it's enjoyable. So number 1 is definitely Flesh and Blood. For anyone who follows this channel, you guys and gals already know. I don't have to explain it to you, but if you're new to the channel, first off, welcome. Second off, this is mainly a Flesh and Blood channel, but I am expanding to other TCGs, so I want to, explain Flesh and Blood as if this is you hearing it for the first time. So for all you normies to the TCG Talk channel, if y'all can just bear with me for a minute, I appreciate it. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, Flesh and Blood, amazing card game. It's a hero-based trading card game that comes out with different sets. I guess the easiest, not comparison of how it plays, but as far as like how the life total works, it's like kind of like Hearthstone, where you have a hero or a champion that has a life total. And then your goal is to get the other person down to their hero down to 0. And you use the cards that you have at your disposal in order to do that. It's turn based. The two kind of, I'm trying to think of something I tried to think of something that was unique to each card game. And for Flesh and Blood, it has 2 really big differences that are different from other card games that you'll see. One is most other card games, you start at your weakest and then you get strong, right? When you get more resources, more mana, more things of that nature, right? While also having like mana based cards and then non-mana based cards, right? Flesh and Blood's the opposite. In Flesh and Blood, you start at your strongest and you get withered down, like you're in a battle, like you're in a fight. And by the end of the game, if it's a long one, you're grabbing for everything you possibly can. So it's very fun to like wither your opponent down, whether you're playing aggro or more control, doesn't matter. But it's more of kind of an opposite play pattern than you would see from other card games, which a lot of people love. The second thing that Flesh and Blood has, it has like equipment, it has like different style of cards, but also every card you have in your deck, in your 60 card deck for Classic Constructed or 40 card deck for Blitz, can be pitched for resources or mana. It can be used to defend with, or it can be used to attack with. Pretty much every single card, with the exception of like a few like different styles of cards. But for the most part, every card can be used for that, right? That has a value. You don't see that in our card games. And what that creates is a more dynamic play pattern, and you can play a deck the way you want to play it. 2 people can take the same deck and play it different ways. So it's really fun in that aspect. And then the final thing about Flesh and Blood that you might really like is it's meant to be, you can play it online like Tabletop Simulator and stuff like that, but the game is made to be played in person. They named the game Flesh and Blood, James White and the creators, because they want it to be played in flesh and blood, as crazy as that sounds. So they're really big on local game store, local communities. They're really huge on that. It's really good if you're a collector or a player. They cater to both in different ways. And just honestly, one of the best card games ever made, in my opinion. And it just hit its 3-year anniversary, and it's only getting stronger. I think they're top 5, top 6 in sales right now for the year. So definitely check it out if you really like it. And if you're normal to the channel, you guys already know. No worries there. The second game is Digimon. Now, as much as I love Flesh and Blood, Digimon to me is the best mechanical card game out there, and that's just my opinion. I think it plays the smoothest. I think that I never feel like I'm getting screwed really that much with the game, right? Like in Magic, like if you don't hit a land for 3 turns, like the game's over, right? Like you're just kind of screwed. In Digimon, like you almost always have a play because it works based off a resource system called memory, which basically means like if I have 4 memory and I play a card that costs 5 memory, it now switches to my opponent and now he is stuck with 1 memory. And then when he goes over the 0 marker, so it's like a little 0, like almost like a pendulum, right? If I start with 3 memory and then I use 4 on his turn, he only has 1 memory available. And then let's say he uses 2, then now I have, 1 memory available. So you have a ability to, if you play your cards correctly, you can influence your opponent's turn and be able to what's called memory choke them. That's kind of like one of the biggest uniquenesses about Digimon is its way it does its mana system is if you play your deck efficiently, you can somewhat prevent your opponent from playing on his turn. Now, there are cards that gain memory and there's effects and stuff like that, but the baseline principle is a lot different than other card games. Also, if were a Digimon kid growing up, I was a Digimon kid growing up. I loved it more in Pokemon, to be honest. So if there's a nostalgia aspect there, but even if you've never played or like watched the show or played the game back when it first came out the first time, it was a completely different card game. Definitely check this out. I highly suggest it. The artwork is amazing. Full work is really good. Some people just collect it to collect it, similar to Pokemon. And I highly suggest playing it. Really solid game. Number 3 is Soulforged Fusion. Now, this game is actually not even officially out yet. They came out with some Kickstarter boxes and some like pre-release kits and stuff like that. I got my hands on a couple of them. I have a deck box right here with 4 decks that I played. And the thing about this game that is unique is it's different. Like you have trading card games, right? You have collectible card games, things of that nature. This is a hybrid deck game. So basically what this means is, and I'm going to try to show it here on screen, is most card games, right? Most card games, you buy cards from a set, whether it's booster packs or booster boxes, whatever it may be. You can build your deck based off like the allotted cards you have and cards that are legal for your deck to play. And then you do it, right? But deck building for some people can be really daunting. Well, this game is different in the fact that it, and I'll blow this up for y'all a little bit, in the fact that you get a hero, which is right here on the left side, Steel Rosetta, and every pack you get comes with a set of 10 cards, but it's level 1, 10 level 1 versions of that card, 10 level 2 versions of that card, and then 10 level 3 versions of that card. So it's 30 card deck with a hero attached, and that hero has 3 abilities that you can use depending on what cycle of the deck you're on, right? The cool thing about this is there can be 1,000 decks out there of this hero. However, those 10 cards you see on the right side of your screen right there will be procedurally generated every time. So basically it means that like someone can get this hero every time, every time, but the cards that come with her will be different every single time. And then you see like right there, the first, or I can't pronounce it, I'll do the third card. The third card on there is Bright Steel Sentinel. Bright Steel Sentinel might be a different rarity or a different thing in another deck, but you have like, there's no other deck that's generated like this one, right? As far as rarity and the way it's constructed. Also, the hero's abilities can change as well, depending on what pack you do. So basically, there's no deck building in this game. What it is you get a unique deck with a set amount of cards, and then you combine that deck with another deck, because you combine 2 decks together when you play to build your deck. So if you don't want to deck build and you and you really like love cracking packs, not knowing what you're going to get, this might be the game for you. Its official release is at the end of this month, barring any more shipping delays. They've had some like crazy unforeseen stuff that they couldn't like foresee, so no fault to them. But if you like decks that are kind of like a little bit more fun and it's a little bit more like random, but also kind of cool to see like what rarities you get, what type of cards you get, this might be a really fun game for you. The other thing about this game that I wanted to show, and I blew it up, so now we'll go back down, is it's a lane-based system game. So there's 5 lanes, and if you have a card in a lane already, you can put a card behind it and it can move up once that card in front of it goes away. But the whole point of this is, in some card games, some people get really upset because there's board states that you can't control, right? When someone gets certain cards out or certain board state out, like there's nothing you can do. This game, like the board state's only going to get so big, and there's ways to like come back basically. And it's really useful and really nice. So definitely check this game out. Highly suggest it. The developers in their Discord, go to their website, join their Discord. Super really nice people. And I bought my pre-release kit from Team Covenant. So when that comes out at the end of the month, I'll be getting a lot of different decks. Hopefully show them on the channel, kind of what I've gotten, and we'll go from there. But yeah, this is number 4 on the list for sure. Definitely highly suggest playing it. Number 3. Number 4 is the Dragon Ball Super card game. Dragon Ball is so much fun. So much fun. So much fun. It is a trading card game that is like fighting game based. So it's based off like combos that you can do with you have like your one character, almost like your hero, and then a deck. And then you basically can like combo your cards off to like basically almost like you're fighting the person, and be able to do it that way. It's a really fun mechanical card game from like a perspective of you can play whatever cards you want pretty much. It's just like if you play too many, you're going to screw yourself, and then you're not going to be able to like have enough card draw and enough cards available to continue your pace, right? It's similar to like Legends of Runeterra, if anybody's played that, where like you can keep playing cards, but if you play all your cards and then all of a sudden you're only drawing 1 card a turn, you only have 1 or 2 cards in your hand, doesn't work really well. If you like Dragon Ball growing up, then obviously this is going to be a game for you. Another thing about this game is I know I kind of have overexposure right now, but the foil work on these cards is just unbelievable. Super detailed and super fun. Just the artwork alone makes some people buy the game. Really nice overall, and I enjoy just collecting it, but you can definitely play it, and it has a very hardcore fan base for competitive. So definitely check them out. Nothing crazy other than the fact that it's just a great IP backed game, and highly suggest playing it. And then finally, we have Genesis Battle of Champions. Now, this one is a little bit unique because it's kind of like a hybrid card game in the fact that it uses it brings in elements of tabletop like War Machine, Warhammer, Dungeons and Dragons, and it mixes it with a card game. So basically, you have a deck here. And I don't know if I put it in here or not. If not, I'll just show it. Yeah. So like you have cards where basically a card will have like a mana base or what they call chi, I think. And you basically have a board that's gridded and your main hero is on the board. And the goal is to like kill the other person's hero, right? Well, it has AoE effects, similar to like that card that I showed doesn't have it, but at the top of it, it shows you like what the range of that card is. And so like if the range is 2 forward, you can affect something 2 grids ahead of that card, right? And you lay the card down almost like a figure in a tabletop game. So it's really cool because you can build your deck. If you like Dungeons and Dragons, you like War Machine, you like Warhammer, Star Wars Legion, stuff like that. This might be a really fun game for you. It's really competitive, really fun to play. They just came out with their second set, Origins. It's a Kickstarter set. They also had Jalhera. I can never say the word right. But they have a couple different sets. It's growing. It's very small still. But if you like tabletop games and card games, this is definitely a game for you and a game I highly suggest trying out. It has like you can see right there, like actions and triggers and deft touch and things that you see with other card games. But it also has the elements of tabletop where every card has a certain amount of spaces it can move, has a certain amount of AoE effects it can affect in the grids around it, things of that nature. So definitely try this game out if you want to, and see if you like it. But hopefully like these top 5 made sense. I don't want to go into a super long video, but if anyone wants me to do more of an in-depth like in-depth like discussion on one of these card games, please let me know. I definitely would love to go over it and kind of, show my love for a couple other card games. I'm always not the best at explaining rules. I always leave it to people who are really organized with it. But I try to do my best that I can. If anyone that's watching this video is a fan of one of these card games, leave a comment down below. Let them know so we can see, get these communities fostering more. Every card game that I listed here has a Discord. I'll link them down below. I'll link their Discords down below so you have them. Join the Discord, ask questions, see what the game is all about, and just get going. But hopefully this made sense. Hopefully y'all like the video. I'm going to try to do some fun videos like this every once in a while that are non-flesh and blood related. If you're new to the video or new to the channel, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the videos. If you didn't like the video, that's totally fine too. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how it can be better. I'm just a guy who has fun making videos. So always looking to improve. And hopefully I see y'all next time on TCG Talk. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great day.